Hey guys, welcome to the third part of the video where we'll be learning how to import something inside Unreal Engine and how to add it into the level. So for importing anything inside Unreal Engine, there are two ways to do it. First way is I'll be importing something like a mesh or something. Just writing a static mesh. As I said before, Unreal Engine doesn't like spaces at all. So make sure you don't give any space that you are inside it. Just go to the spaces. Now when you are inside this setting mesh folder, you can just click on the import button. What you need to import, like there are different things. So you can just add a content or feature pack that we saw. Just create a new folder inside it. Just blueprint and different classes. There are different many things that you can create inside it. So we'll be going all of this stuff in some other part of the video or later, maybe in the next series of it. But what we are doing right now, we are importing the assets inside it. So for importing any asset or any type of object inside that is not a part of Unreal Engine, you just need to click on the import button. Just go to the import to game static mesh. So it will give you the types of file that you'll just get all the files. Just navigate to the folder that your objects are there. I'll be importing a mesh inside it. So I'll be importing a FBX. So this and just opening there are the differences. You want to import a skeletal mesh. Skeletal mesh is a mesh where you bring in the skeleton of something and you are having animations inside it. So we'll be doing all this stuff in the later part of the video. You need to add some transform extra of it onto it. What these are the different settings that we have to make sure that it is proper before importing. So now this object is not having any type of skeletal mesh or something like that. So I would be importing it without a skeletal mesh. I will create. Do I want to create a new material? So at this point, what we'll be doing, we'll be creating this. We'll be clicking on do not create a new material because we'll be creating a new material for this stuff on our own. And then after that, click on import. It will take a bit of time. This is the message log that it will show, and this is the total asset that is inside imported into a side of the engine. So what we'll be doing, we'll be just getting rid of these things that are already onto this level. We can just do that, or what we can do is that you can go to file, new level. We can create a default level, and we can, if it will ask you want to save this level or not, so just don't save it. We are having this level right now. What now? This objects are imported inside the engine. We can just drag and drop into the level, but it's not visible because sometimes the pivot doesn't get proper, so it's not proper coming proper over there. What for changing the pivot, what we can do is like just right click, go to the pivot option, pivot, set pivot offset here, and just select it. You can just go it and just do it over here. There are many different things. So I would be suggesting that adjust your pivot inside your 3D engine itself that you would be creating the assets in. So this is the vast basically that we're doing. We can just drag in and we can just drag in this stuff and we can just drag in this stuff. So you are seeing this, everything is not coming properly. But there's a secret in Unreal Engine. It's not a secret obviously, but there's a magic inside Unreal Engine that we'll be learning today, that if you have imported the model together from any sort of DCC engine, basically a Max file, from a Max file or a Maya or a Blender or something like a 340 or anything, if you just select all of the things together and just drag and drop into this scene, so it will come at its preferred location where it was intended to come over here. See, it's easy. So obviously the pivot is over here. So what we can do is we can just select and just drag and just, so we can just move it around, right? But we don't want to move it around. So what we will do is we will create a group of it. We will be select all three, 1, 2, and there's one more object here, that's the soil and stuff. We'll be selecting this. It will be creating control G. So this will create a group out of it. And there's the group location. We can just reset the group location. Just the center and just scale it down a bit because it's way too much big inside this. So we have already over here, and now you're seeing it's grayish, right? It's grayscale. There is no material, no texture applied. So what are materials? First of all, we need to understand it. What are materials? So materials are something that we apply onto object to make it look not look grayscale. For example, I'll create a new material. For creating a new material, just right click, go to the material options, just name the material. I will be write the base, because we are now applying to the base. I'll be opening it. Now this is the material and stuff. So this is the material editor that we are seeing right now. So what does Unreal Engine do? There is something called as nodes inside Unreal Engine. So basically node is something called as this. I'll be creating a node. So we'll be creating a node. So this is the value. This is the value of something. Like I can just take this and connect it with any of the object inside this, like any of the features inside it, right? So this is a node. This single thing is a node. There are many different type of node. You can just use a color node, 3 vector node. You can just use a alpha color node. You can just use a RG mode second. That different thing inside Unreal Engine. So they're there. So now I'd be using a color node. For using, there are two ways to create a node. First you have to just you can just take it from over here, just drag and drop over from here. Or what you can do, you can just wherever you want to place a node, right click and just search what type of node you want to select. So constant 3 vector. So constant 3 vector, what it does is it gives you the 3 color values RGB. You can just adjust all these values and just drag that value into the base color. Just see, you can just take in any value. You can double click on this and you can select any color from inside this part. Just click on OK, save. After saving it, you would be seeing this material over here. So how do I apply onto this, right? You'll be thinking that. So for applying onto this, there are 2 different ways to do it. First, just drag and drop inside here onto the scene, onto the object, or else the second option is just select the material or select the object. Obviously it's now in a group, so for selecting inside a group, what you need to do is you need to unlock it. So right click, group, unlock. After unlocking it, select the base. You'd be seeing this element 0 material, like inside the material element 0. So as the elements increase, like for example, this object might be having 2 different type of materials. Like its top might be having 2 different materials, and this element might increase at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes on, like it depends on how you create that object. So after selecting this object, just drag and drop the color inside this. This is the one way of doing this stuff, like just dragging onto the element color, or just you can just drag and drop inside the level itself. Or there is one more way where we can just defaultly apply this material onto the object itself. Just double click on the static object that we imported. Just take that material. You can just drag and drop into the window over here and just save it over here. So it will be automatically applied over here. But do this when you want to just use same material onto all the assets that you want to place inside that part. If you want to use different materials for some another part, for example, I want to use one mobile, I just duplicate this. Just Control W is the shortcut for duplicating any of the objects inside Unreal Engine. I'd be writing base 2. So in base 2, I would be selecting, for example, reddish color, something a kind of this color. So if I need to apply this color onto this, right now I can just apply it from over here. But when I'll drag it this one more time inside the engine, it will use creating the yellow color. So I would be suggesting don't slide this material onto this part over here. Just normally keep it as usual as it was and just apply it into the level itself. So you can just apply any of the any of the material from like red or blue or something like it. It's your call. This is one of the part that I hope so you understand what are the nodes, material nodes, and what are the materials inside Unreal. So thank you guys. We'll be learning how to import texture and apply it onto the object in the next video.